What's going on, guys? My name is Arrow, and today I'm bringing you Rolling Magma.
Arrow, Rolling Magma's a meme. Arrow, you'll never make Rolling Magma. Arrow, stop trying to make Rolling Magma happen. Arrow, I love your content. I just subscribed.
Thank you for the sub, disembodied ghastly voice in the sky. Alright, let's get right into it. I'll roll some footage in the background of some boss kills first and then some maps after. This build was supposed to be a mapper, but turns out it deletes bosses. Rolling Magma is a skill that fires projectiles that bounce. These bounces are sourced by getting additional chains on the skill. Each chain equals one bounce. Keep in mind that the skill can't actually chain. However, these bounces can overlap with enough area of effect and less projectile speed. Hey, just a reminder that I stream exclusively on Twitch now, so check me out at twitch.tv/AER0___, link is in the description. Let's start with damage scaling. So those of you who are familiar with my Cobra Lash build will know about the medium cluster notable follow through. This notable gives 15% increased damage per remaining chain. In this build, we get additional chains from the Helm Enchant, the Snake Pit Sapphire Ring, the Leveled Gem, Deadeye Ascendancy, totaling 7 chains. These chains end up giving us absurd distance on each projectile, so they're just bouncing and bouncing all the way off screen. We run 4 of those medium cluster jewels that give follow through. On our large spell damage clusters, we take some cast speed, damage, energy shield leech, and chance to block spells. The spell block is a nice bonus as it helps us get more damage, which leads me to the staff. Martyr of Innocence. This is such a cool item. The staff gives us huge increased damage, massive flat fire damage via Battle Mage, big block chance, and fire penetration if we've blocked recently. Even though we aren't block capped, we stand and face tank bosses, self-casting our Rolling Magma, and we end up blocking. Guys, if you're enjoying the content, please go down and click that sub button. I am so close to 1,000 subs, I really appreciate you all. If you watched my Ethereal Knives build, you'll know I am in love with the dual recovery tech granted by Doriani's Glorious Vanity. This keystone allows you to take half damage to life and half to ES, while leeching to both. It's pretty easy to get a very high combined life and ES pool. On top of the jewel, we get 10% of life as extra ES on our chest. And this gets us to over 7,000 effective health, leeching from both pools. I highly recommend any spellcaster to check this tech out and see if you can incorporate it into your build without too much cost. A serious issue I had to solve with Rolling Magma was mana. The mana cost was something like 150 per cast, and we were casting nearly 7 times per second. So we did a bunch of things. A Clarity Watcher's Eye, a Replica's Conqueror Efficiency, minus mana cost on the ring, an Inspiration Gem, and a bunch of minus mana cost on the tree. The result, our skill now costs us 14 mana per cast in maps and 6 against bosses. For some of the hardest bosses, I swapped out GMP for slower projectiles. This ends up being about 60% more damage, and then the projectiles are much more likely to overlap because they don't travel as far. This resulted in what felt like at least double damage. Sniper's Mark ends up being a 70% more damage multiplier with level 3 enhance and the Deadeye Ascendancy that strengthens your marks. We use Phantasmal Rolling Magma, which gives a chance for the projectile to explode for double damage instead of chaining. And that scales with Ashes of the Stars, but to be honest, I don't even know if it was worth it. I couldn't really tell if it was more damage than the regular gem or not. Because we use a staff, we have 2 6-links, so we're able to get a ton of auras on our Enlightened 4. Zealotry, Anger, and Herald of Ash, alongside of Determination and Defiance banner to scale armor for our Molten Shell. This build was very expensive to put together. I would estimate that it would cost you over 200 exalts without the Headhunter. It is not League Start viable. However, you could make this build for a lot cheaper. I just went into this with the goal of making an awesome Rolling Magma self-cast mapper, and I accidentally ended up making an amazing bosser. If you're rich and have nothing better to spend your exalts on than an overpriced all-content build, this was a ton of fun. That's all for Rolling Magma. This is probably my last 3.17 video, as we are in full swing preparing for 3.18. The Cobra Lash League Starter is almost ready, so make sure you hit that subscribe button so you see when the video drops. I'll have plenty of content coming out next week as the teasers for 3.18 drop, and I'll be streaming like crazy heading up to and after League Start. Alright, that's it for me, guys. Thanks for watching, I really hope you enjoyed it, and as always, take care.